Okay, so I have the shop opened up because I pulled out the chair for the car. You can see it back there. Sorry, it's wet and cold out here. My nose is running. This is the shop, for those who haven't seen it. This is from the entry view. That airplane looking thing up there. That thing? That is the kite that flew me off the ground, if you were around for that story. My goal eventually is to be able to run this bitch and use this bitch in the woods. That'll be fun. I miss having the shop open. I'm starting to feel more like myself lately. That's nice. Part of that is, working on the car and getting the shop opened up again and whatever. This is the other part of it. It's fucking dope. I think what I'm going to do is put the bed... Excuse me. Just sit you guys down for a minute. I think I'm going to put the bed over like this, leaving as much storage room as we can get on this side. I think the idea of doing a chair and a twin mattress was ridiculous. At least with this, you could definitely haul people. You could haul 3 dudes sitting on that bed back there easy. Maybe even 4 with their feet in the groove there. Just have them all pile out one door or the other, and you could have a couple of dudes sitting there with the door open while you cruise around and shit, and dump them off quick to cover the exit of these 4 fuckers. Have a couple of dudes hanging off the back too. Have a couple of dudes hanging out that door doing the same thing. The minivan, I think, could legitimately be a troop carrier if you wanted it to be. This is, in the world of Star Wars, I went and bought a fucking ship. I can go anywhere in this thing, and you have to buy the right ship, right? You don't want, the X-Wing. As cool as an X-Wing is, you need the Millennium Falcon Slave 1 kind of thing. This is not the Millennium Falcon. I put it to you, this is Slave 1, or the Mandalorian ship, whatever, the Razor Crest, I think that was called. That's what you're looking at. It is a place to sleep in the woods. I'm going to build a kitchen back in here, and then I'll have all of this room for storage. You could put a bike there. That really opens up a lot of storage. I'm going to cut off those metal brackets. Oh, and I'll have my cup holders. That's kind of cool. You could use those for shit. And I think that cup holder on this side has a storage bin. And this is part of where whoa. This ain't fucking bad even like this. This is a pretty nice mattress. The point of getting in though was, what is in this thing? The pit of despair. AV hookups for the DVD player. I don't know. It's kind of cozy. I'm excited to see this thing starting to take shape. I'm glad I waited to find a mattress. There's a lot of stuff with this where I scored random shit. This is a really good mattress. This van was a random score. My goal with this thing is it's kind of a project to show other people, and my goal is to have a dollar sign assigned to this thing when I'm done and have it to be really low. At this point, you're looking at $2,000, well, $1,999 for the van, plus the money I spent on paint and stickers. And I spent $100 straight piping it. So we're at like, and I have to add up the money from the stickers and figure out how many cans of paint I want to figure that I used on the outside of it. Because I didn't use any whole can of paint. I used about a third to a half of several cans of paint. I don't know. I was thinking about cutting out this to fit the bed in with the chair, and I think keeping that as is the right call. I think the less I modify the inside of this van, the better. That's one of those things like, why? Well, what am I going to replace that with that looks as good as this does? Like, this thing is easy to cut off. I already cut the bottom bar. And the seat belts I'll take out too. I don't know what I'll do with them. I could build this bed to where you could pull it out and put in the chair. That might be interesting. Yeah, but not really. I don't think that's the way to go. This, if you just had this as a twin mattress in a minivan, man, you're doing pretty damn good, I think, as far as a thing to live out of vehicle-wise. This is almost as nice as some RVs. I know, you know, people have a hard time believing that. But like, fuck, man, RVs aren't that nice. There's something to be said for having the bed lower too. I don't think I'm gonna go crazy high with the bed on this thing. I'm kind of thinking about building off of these in the folded position, like put a 2x4 across there and build everything from there. It would be a way to go. Less is more. That's what we're learning. The third seat would have been bitching. We'll have to figure out something else to do instead of a third seat. I mean, well, it will be dope to have the fucking, like, gunner's seat here. Like, this is actually pretty comfy. Okay, this makes up for the third seat. I've already gotten leaf debris on the bed. It's not gonna be the last of that. I need to get a mattress cover for this thing. Beyond that, like mattress cover and sheets and this, I don't know what brand of mattress this is, but it's really comfy. Has some like springs to it and some foam to it for free. I'll take that. Made in China. They have a brand. Come on. One second, I'll figure out. I just have to sit you guys down to do it. Walmart. It's a Walmart mattress. Pretty nice mattress. Oh, sorry, I was hanging upside down to do that, and now I'm like, whee! think this is the move, 100%. That fixes our tilt issue, because if it's down like that, it's pretty much flat. And like I said, we're gonna cut that thing off. That bed's gonna fit in there perfect. I'm excited. The cool part is, if I do the bed right, there'll be a ledge under the bed, and maybe I'll lift that up just enough to fit my cargo bag under there. I have a black cargo bag that my uncle gave me that he found at a gun show. He found 2 of them, one for him, one for me, and they're for telescopes. And they're a handy fucking bag. When he gave it to me, I was like, what am I gonna do with this thing? He's like, yeah, it's cool. I'm like, granted, it is cool. He was like, you can load it full of guns and take it to the gun show. I'm like, no, we can't. It's a giant telescope bag, you know. It's a good way to get them all scratched up. You know, I loaded it full of the scooter and all of the other kind of car stuff that I have for like car camping. Kind of makes a good bag for that shit. So thank you, Uncle Brent. You know, I really love him. He's not the boat uncle. He's another uncle. Boat uncle is Justin. He's cool. They're both cool. I can't wait for the both of them to see this thing when I get it done. My Uncle Brent, he's never gonna get this thing, I don't think. Like, he likes nice looking stuff for the most part, and like, he already kind of turned his nose up at it at one point, but like, I think once he sees it built out with a bed and a kitchen in it, and like, now it's camouflaged and has a bed and a kitchenette and, you know, a roof cargo system and a lot of other shit, solar. Like, this is a survival hunting van. That's what it is. It's, you know, the Razor Crest or Slave One. It's the ship of a bounty hunter, bitch. Yeah. I don't know exactly what I am. I'm somewhere in between fucking Boba Fett and whoever Boba Fett fucks. How about that? That's half of, like, this car is gonna be so dope. If you are a young man and watching this, here's why you should buy a minivan. Forget putting the twin in it. Get a full mattress, build the bed all the way across, and just squeeze that bitch in and make this the fucking shaggin' wagon. Thank me later. You know, basically, it's awkward to have sex in cars. And, God, this thing would have been so cool when you were like a teenager. Like, there were so many fucking chicks that I could have hooked up with that I didn't because we didn't have anywhere to go. I give you the solution. You know? I can't wait to get a trans girl that likes all the same shit I do and wants to go camp in the woods in this thing. I really should build the bigger bed. I don't know. I go back and forth on it. If you're gonna have 2 people in here, yeah, fuck yeah. I need to look at the length difference between full and twin again. As I recall, the full length would have been like about yay far into that. However, mattresses are squishable. And that is within the squish room, right? In any case, this is free, so we're going to be using this. It's probably nice to have some place to put your shoes on inside the van. And that's really what this area to the side is going to be good for while you're camping. Like sitting on the edge of the bed here and putting on your boots and shoes in the van. Having an area to do that. Dude, that I didn't even think about that. That's worth more than any fucking chair. Yeah, I think that's the right call. Just a twin mattress in the back of a minivan. Less is more. I really like my idea of a self-defense takedown recurve bow too. Because first off, you get stealth. And I'm not talking about this like, oh, we're gonna have this instead of firearms. But like, what if you're somewhere where firearms aren't legal? Which, you know, if you're camping in this thing, the odds of you dealing with law enforcement, higher. You know? I'm kind of thinking about rocking out with like a 1911, a black powder pistol, and a bow, and maybe like a single shot shotgun or something. Because that way, like, legitimately, you do have some real guns. If you need real gun shit, but like, the bow is fun to shoot, and honestly, like a 50, 60 pound recurve bow with broadheads and aluminum arrows. I really can't think of a much better option for like something that you could take with you anywhere as far as like a projectile weapon for shooting other people. Like, you get the right broadheads. Oh. And in reality, for people, smaller ones, you know, I guess you can waste your money and get a really expensive one. But they make like some El Cheapo fucking 6 for $12 broadheads on fucking Amazon that are like little bodkins. That's exactly what I would get. And those will do for small game or people. That's mostly what I would have that bow for. That and target shooting, which will do that too. It's a multi-function thing. It does a lot of things for us. And like, the real selling point of that to me is they make a fucking light mount for it. And the light mount, it would be interesting to put an IR laser on it. I'm not saying that's what we're going to do, but eventually I want to try night vision archery. I'm glad I pulled that chair out. I think that is the right move. I like that this channel has basically become the vlog of the creation of Ghost Rider mixed in with everything else that I'm doing, because why the fuck not? But legitimately, I think I'm making a dope thing here. This is one of those, like, I think people on the internet should copy my van. Not as it currently sits, but as it's going to be. I'm not going to add in a whole bunch of wood. I'm basically going to do a 2x4 across there. Then a couple up there across those front. Ow. God damn it. Hit my head on the car door. These hookups here, they have screws and bolts and shit in them. I'm going to try hooking 2x4s in them. And that, you know, those are going to be the legs of the bed, basically. Now, this one, obviously, we're not going to do anything with. It's just going to be a fucked up place in the floor. I guess, like, the real question now is, we can do this either way, right? Like, we can have the storage over here or over here. So, which makes more sense? Which side do we want the bed on? Do 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 do. My thought is for putting groceries away and shit, having the empty space on the driver's side would be handy. Also, the side with the empty space is going to be your primary entry and exit from the sleeping portion of said vehicle. Having that on the driver's side also makes sense. Why would it make sense to put it the other way? That's what we should look at. Well, there is a power hookup over here. And there is going to be a cabinet-like thing built on the end of this bed to hold cooking shit. You made out of plywood and 2x4s, pretty basic bitch. Mostly just some dividers and a little cabinet-like thing to hold a propane tank and stove. I'm gonna put a 20-pound propane tank in here. It's probably not advisable just to drive around with that all the time, but I don't know. The roof rack, I want to do a skinny roof rack and have room for like an additional 20-pound propane tank and gas cans and water cans, and maybe even some other shit. I have a solar panel. Like, really, between this area here, the area on the underside of the bed on the other side, throwing shit onto the bed, and the passenger seat up there, there's a lot of cargo room in this van. Like, you think, oh, you're not gonna have any room for anything, blah, 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 blah. Not if you don't plan to unpack, basically. My plan is to bring tents and be able to spread out a little bit. I already have a folding table. I'm going to work in a place for it in here. I really need that folding love seat that they sell on fucking Amazon. Thing looks dope. I think I'm going to skip that though. It's down to $71. Like, man, $150 is where it was, and I was thinking it was a cool thing at $150. Now it's like 70. I don't know. It's probably the reason it's cheap. It's a shame it's not a full mattress. Full mattress would make a better shaggin' wagon. One of those, maybe someday. Night Prowler, you're probably watching this. You said you put a mattress in the back of a minivan once. Was it a full mattress, and did it fill in that gap? I'm pretty committed now to not taking out that console. I've decided that's not a thing I want to do. It's too much work. So with that being the case, it's twin mattress or squeeze in the full. There's a lot of trunk space on this thing. I think part of that's because I'm supposed to not throw that away. That's the rear seat. It's supposed to fold down into here. That's why those fold that way. However, when the latch is broken and you can't get the front thing to fucking unlock, the only way to get it undone was to cut into the bitch. I tried cutting those off first because I knew I needed to get rid of those anyway. Yeah. I've got to say, the Hondas of the 90s and 2000s are bad bitches. This is a really well-made car. Well, now that the dog is barking at me, I think I'm going to call it quits for tonight. But this is badass, is it not? Can't wait to get the build done. The fucking power doors are slick as shit. It's one of those, like, even if nothing else about you works, the coolest part does. I don't know why I can't open them up from the inside. I'm sure there's something going on with that I could fix. To worry about that some other day. Honestly, if I can't open those up from the inside, it's not the biggest thing in the world. The center console thing on this is kind of a little fake thing anyway. It's meant to fold out of the way. Might just take it out entirely. Make a place to step into the front. That way you can choose to have the doors open or not open, but like you have to go up front to open them. Either way, it doesn't really matter. The sky looks cool tonight. Well, see you guys later.